Where most people are screwed up, what most people don't understand is they don't have the framework to be able to separate it from what they understand as government. So what they think we're talking about is the state of a previous age. What we're talking about is the state as it, like, who's in control, who has the monopoly on violence, and it's capital. It's capital. And that's the place. So then, and then I guess that's probably where I figured we would probably end up with is, now when we have that description, we have to decide, well, what do we do? Is how do we approach capital? Right? And this has been a question of the last 100 years. Like, how do we approach this? Even Marx saw this coming. Like, how do we approach capital? What do we do? It's a concern. What do we do? Is it that we go and we get more capital for ourselves so that we're in control? Like, is that the answer? Maybe it is. I don't necessarily know that for me, that's like where it is. Do we do things to mitigate that, to make the capital that others have worthless, right? To level, knowing the capital's there, not trying to take it. Maybe that's the answer too. Like, what does that look like? Right? Do we go in parallel ways because it's a network effect idea, so that it's like we're seeing, and this is what we see globally right now. Do we start cutting ourselves off so that your capital doesn't even have value in my system? Like, you can't even use your capital as power within my system because we're on different currencies, for instance. Like, how does this, and because then it doesn't matter how much capital you get. Right? It doesn't matter how much you get, because it's like, oh, I've acquired all the monopoly money, and it's like, can't spend it at the store. Like, oh, darn. So I think that this for me is the new conversation, right? I think we've gotten the description right. I think everybody's moving in, like, this is the new conversation of, like, how do we approach this paradigm?